GloryDaze, the best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim.
On Radio Nova.
Yeah, welcome along, folks. GloryDaze, the PJ and Jim podcast. Good to have you with us, especially on a week where, thankfully, we've had a week with no drama.
No drama. Amazingly, we've done it. We've gotten through a week without...
Well done, you.
Well done, me. There's been no spectacular madness or
no
disasters.
have landed upon us this week.
It's actually nearly unfortunate.
What
We've
are we
nothing to
going to
talk
talk
about. What do we talk about now? You know, like we've been getting so used to,
to the drama,
breakdowns and deaths and every sort of thing that we don't know what to. I've forgotten how to be happy, Jim.
Maybe we should rebrand, PJ.
Yeah.
Maybe we should rebrand as one of those podcasts that deals with serious things.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start to consider ourselves serious.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
I couldn't even finish the sentence.
I couldn't even.
Serious broadcasters.
Serious broadcasters. Yeah, very serious. We'd end up being like, do you remember when the ceasefire happened in the 90s?
Yeah.
And that's what we'd be like, because all of a sudden, all the newspapers and everything up north didn't know what to write about.
Yeah.
Because it was every day it was security alert in Bangor. In Lisburn there was a shooting today.
There was a bomb here.
And then all of a sudden there was this huge hole for news, and they realised how boring it was up north. And then it was like Ulster News straight off the beat. The ITV News.
Yeah, would jump in.
And now it goes to regional news, and there was a guy going, and today in Candragee, a fella found a favour on the ground, and we're looking for the owner if anyone could keep an eye out.
Yeah.
That became so dull.
Because effectively what it turned into was like what we always say about, when we slag off the provincial papers.
Yeah.
Or not the provincial papers here, but in the UK they have those localised papers.
Yeah, like
the whole Ricky Gervais afterlife thing, like
the Cambridge Chronicle or
and where you're going around to look at a picture of Jesus in a wallpaper. It's a stain in a wallpaper that looks like Jesus.
Absolutely love them.
And that goes, when you think about it, the north is so small. Without the troubles going on, that's what you're dealing with.
There was nothing to talk about, and that's why they jumped on stories. And when they found those diesel smugglers, that was a cracking story. When they found the diesel smugglers, they were putting oil in the diesel, they were swapping green diesel for red diesel or whatever it was.
Right, yeah.
And the two lads arrested were called JR and Bobby. So it was like, this is incredible. We have oil barons
called JR.
Yeah, a cross-border oil barons, JR and Bobby were the two lads.
Oh my!
And I don't know if they were nicknames,
synergy.
but it was brilliant, wasn't it?
That's perfect.
Yeah, and also, how do you think you're going to hide from the British Army, the PSNI, and the guards doing border hopping with illegal diesel? And they'd be going, I wonder who it is in this town. Well, I don't think it's Adam. I definitely don't think it's Derek. And I don't know if JR and Bobby have it in them, but
let's ask them anyway.
Just something about them makes me think.
I just realised that if you were sort of like what used to be referred to as an ordinary decent criminal, right?
Yeah.
If you were one of them in the north during all that time, it must have been a nightmare to get a day's work done. If you were just a normal criminal trying to go about, little bit of house burglary and and all that sort of stuff,
of shoplifting
and whatever, and you've literally got the British Army, and blooming, as well as your police force and everything. You couldn't. You can't. How would you get a day's work done?
Yeah, I'm just trying to sell a bit of hash over here, for the love of God. Will you give me a break? Stop planting bombs around the place. I'm afraid to stand on the corner. Some lad's taking a shot at me.
All the provisionals of all, and all that sort of stuff going on all over the place. You go to set up your stall, suddenly there's a bomb scare, and it's like, for the love of it, yeah. Can a lad not go anywhere, no?
And then you can't even burgle a fella's gaff. You go into his gaff and there's three of you turn on the light and there's 6 lads sitting around the kitchen table with revolvers. You'd be there, fuck me, I picked the wrong house here. I only came in to try and get a television.
Just realised that. Bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh,
the crime rates, for the other type of crimes.
For the other type,
it must have been flatlining.
Flatlining. Sure, that was it. Yeah, that's what it was always. There's always like a harsh punishment. I know scumbags. It takes a real scumbag to rob a handbag off an Elwyn or whatever. But because the police weren't active up there and all of that time, so you'd rob a few handbags and they'd shoot your knees off. Now, that's not a proportionate response. There's no rehabilitation in that.
Yeah.
Well, there is, but it's learning to walk again. It's not like, changing your attitude towards the Elwyn or seeing the...
It's a very different type of rehabilitation.
Yeah, seeing the wrong sort of actions in your ways,
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be just there going, I think that was legit, You'd be there going, can I have my knees back when you're done? Yeah. you'll make a key ring out of them or something.
My God almighty.
I know, yeah.
You see, there's always another side to stuff going on, isn't it?
There is,
when you
yeah.
scratch below the headlines.
When you scratch below the headlines. And
ordinary, normal life, you know.
Yeah, and I always found it terrifying when you heard those testimonies of lads who were taken by, those groups and all. And they said the scary thing about it was the lads were very polite because they saw themselves as professionals. Do you know? So there was none of this like you see in the movies. Get on the car, and woo. Right. It was always like, unfortunately, we found you guilty of shoplifting. And very unfortunate, we're going to have to shoot you. I said, don't fucking shoot me. Oh, I'm sorry, it's too late for that. So
look, this hurts me more than it hurts you. I don't think it will now. I have a feeling it'll hurt me more.
Honestly, no.
I'm actually, my heart's breaking.
Yeah, Colonel Gaddafi gave us these bullets at $10 a pop. This isn't cheap. So take down your trousers because we don't want you to get an infection. Remember all that?
That's right.
Take down your trousers.
In the movie.
Yeah. We don't want you to if cloth gets into your leg, it'll give you an infection. We don't want to kill you. We just want to hurt you a wee bit. And all that. Please don't shoot me. Too late.
It reminds me of remember the time that you were telling that story that they, the way they do reconstructions of stuff. I remember the one with Shergar.
Yeah, prime
so
time.
That would actually fit that narrative you're talking about there of like polite kind of terrorists.
Yeah.
Because apparently they were asking the horse.
Did you see that? Yeah, it was the best crime reconstruction I've ever seen. I think Prime Time did it back in the day, when they did the things. And what they were trying to do, so they obviously got actors to play the part as the IRA taking the horse out of the stable and putting it in the trailer. Yeah. And obviously the real IRA, that we're doing, were looking away from the horse and pointing their guns out to see if anyone would come.
Yeah.
And
some lad was probably leading them in.
Yeah, but the actors didn't think of it. So the actors were pointing the guns at the horse going, get into the trailer. As if the horse was going to go, don't fucking shoot!
Yeah. You wouldn't believe how much these legs are worth.
Yeah, hold on, I'm doing what you're asking me.
Yeah. Get into the trailer. Nee! Get into the fucking trailer.
The trailer, you bastard. You loyalist horse.
That must be the worst thing to have to do. Like, you're an actor, right, as well, and imagine being asked to do a reconstruction.
Yeah,
it must be, and to be fair, now I don't want this to backfire on me, but this, I'd imagine that the people who are asked to be involved in those reconstructions aren't necessarily A-list actors.
Well,
they may well be people who are, extras and quite happy to get a job or whatever. So as a result, sometimes they might seize the moment too much.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than a lad who overacts. Yeah. So like literally the scene is, the guy with the guns just tells you to sit down.
Yeah.
And so he walks in, he goes, sit down, and you go, oh Jesus! Oh, okay, I will. No, you don't. Just relax. Just ask you to sit down.
Just look frightened and sit down.
I'm acting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to fucking act that much.
Oh Lord, don't shoot me! Oh God in heaven, help me! Think of my children!
Tell my children I love them!
Yeah,
He just asked you to sit down.
Can I kiss my dog goodbye one last time? Please, dear Christ, and heaven, look after me!
Where do we get these lads? With no budget.
Yeah.
We had to.
We had to,
They volunteered.
I'm going to say a prayer. Mama, I wasn't the boy I should have been. Yeah. I made life hard for you. And Dad, whoever you are, you're like,
you can't help, whatever you see them done, you can't help but notice the lad or the girl, whoever it is, who's decided this could be the one I get spotted in.
This is it.
This could be the one where somebody goes, bring me that actor.
Yeah, that's it. See that extra? That looks like he's after murdering 6 people. That's who I want for my romantic comedy in Hollywood. That's the lad we're after,
Yeah. I suppose, and I mean, in fairness, I get it, you beggars can't be choosers if there's a few quid in it.
Yeah,
and all that sort
definitely,
of stuff.
yeah, you do it. You always do it. But, you have to know your limitations. That's the thing. You know, I'm never going to get cast as a heartthrob. I'm never going to get cast.
Oh, don't say that now.
I'm never going to get cast as
what happens
an
if
athlete.
They ever,
I'm not getting the part to play.
Supposing they do a real-life version of Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you trying to tell me there's a better actor out there?
I suppose having displaceable facial features is definitely a shoe-in for that particular part.
But I tell you something, because in fairness, we've had to, for reasons that will become apparent in the future, we've had to do a bit of what we might call our version of acting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Well,
and sometimes even having to, because the worst thing you can say, be yourself. The worst thing you can say to anybody, Be yourself.
Yeah, just act
That
natural.
never works.
Just be yourself.
Then just sit there staring into space, ignoring everybody.
Yeah, you just.
Sorry, we're trying to do a scene here. Who said?
Yeah, just be
this is
yourself.
what I always do.
Yeah, I'm bored. I'm sitting around being bored. That's what you asked me to do. That's what I do.
That's my thing.
That's pretty much me.
That's what I'm known for.
I sit around being bored, wishing everyone would fuck off. That's my life, man.
Okay, well then stop being
Yeah,
you, Megan.
stop being you, then.
Not so much you.
Yeah, a little bit less than you. You know, yeah. And anyway, when you do need to like understand your limitations. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I've been cast in a movie as a drug dealing, a disabled drug dealer. I was cast in,
And very well you played.
yeah, and very well. And I got offered a part as a man called Fat Barry in a drama. Where they... yeah, do you remember that? I got a phone call.
I do, yeah.
I got a phone call. There's a part for you in this... I can't remember the name of it. It was TV3, mate. It was a big thing. I was like, we're looking for this guy. He's a mentally challenged fella who buys alcohol for youngsters. And they use him to push him around.
God.
The character, I said, send me over the script. And the character, Fat Barry, mid-40s, rotund, not a simple man, mentally challenged.
Wow.
I was like, whoa, yeah, that's
hell, yeah. You need to question your agent.
I know, yeah. The best thing is I turned it down and they rang me mate and I was there, well, at least you can't slag me now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
my
I know,
God.
yeah, that's just, so that's the way, so if you're doing Fat Barry the sequel, I'm sorry I turned it down the first time. Can't even remember why I didn't do it, to be honest.
Yeah, because I mean, like, at the end of the day, like, that could have been a big break. Mind you don't even want a big break. We've talked about this before.
I don't want to.
You got offered a gig in Italy once, didn't you?
Yeah, in the Clooney film thing.
Yeah.
But it was a stupid little part.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter though. You get to go and hang out with the Hollywood types in Italy for a while.
I couldn't give a fuck about that. Jesus Christ, I don't even like gigging in Cork, man.
I was just gonna
I
say.
don't want to be going over there. It was in Sicily.
PJ's agent rings him up and says, "Oh, fantastic! It's a great opportunity. It's a great role. Where's it on? It's been done in Meath. Oh, Jesus! No, I'd go as far as Colester. I'm not going any further than that.
Yeah, it depends. And I'm not on the weekend either. Friday traffic is fucked. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. I can imagine you on second. George, yeah. Sorry, I have to get back to Marino. If you don't mind, can we move this along? Right, this is about your fourth take now.
Yeah, and it was a shite part anyway. I had to run up to him as an American soldier. There's actual Americans out there, that would do it.
That's it.
And say, I can't remember, it was something like, the squadron has been removed from Bakersville, whatever the fuck. And he goes, oh my God, is someone else there? And I go, I believe he was, sir. And then he sends you off to do an order. I was like, Italy to do that.
That's brilliant. You only had to remember one line.
I couldn't. 3, 4, 5, 6 fucking days of your life over there eating shite food.
It's Italy, man. Italian food is fantastic.
No, they wouldn't give you the good stuff.
It's not like you would have had to eat out of the chippers.
Butter, sausage and chips, imagine.
Yeah. There's no real Italian food here, no?
Yeah.
What do you do? Have you any deep fried that? No?
Yeah, come on, for fuck's sake. 2 snack boxes. Get them going.
Yeah, and stick on a load of onion rings. Really, I might be peckish later on.
Yeah. You don't have a spice burger over here, I suppose, yeah. But anyway, that's
Actually, food made an appearance during the week. We'll give you some of the best bits from during the week. And food made an appearance. And again, PJ was not happy. And in fact, neither one of us were happy with this particular thing. Because we are very fond of our breakfasts, aren't we?
Really, very much so.
And we didn't think that there'd be anything that could ruin.
Yeah, I didn't think you could ruin an Irish breakfast, to be honest, but it can be done, yeah.
They found a way of doing it. So you'll hear about that. That's on the way. Also, speaking of bad news, we were chatting about the way that people break bad news to each other.
Yeah. And how you always know it's coming.
Yeah.
You always
It's meant to be easing somebody into it. It never does.
It's the exact opposite effect.
Never does. That's on the way. Also, speaking of chats and things like that, apparently you might think that you're no master, linguistic master of voices and accents and all that sort of stuff, but oh no. You have a far greater range of voices than you thought you had.
Me?
Not you personally.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were...
People in general.
Yes, that's right, yeah. No, I just thought you were complimenting my abilities of acting and masquerading.
I'll tell you something, I thought there was an American soldier in the building there a second ago.
Yes, you're that.
And also, and I'm surprised to be honest with you, I remembered this based on my memory, but we were talking about memory And how I'm not alone. Loads of people have really ropey memories.
Yeah. Apparently, we all do nowadays. Like our attention span is shot to shite, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So have a listen anyway, and if we remember, we'll come back and talk to you after this.
GloryDaze, the best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim.
On Radio Nova.
Just reading here about the sentences that strike fear into your heart when you hear them, because you know they're setting you up to hear bad news.
Bad news is on the way.
Yeah,
breaking bad news is a very hard thing to do.
I know, and the thing is, we're very limited in how we do it. You know.
Yeah.
So you always feel it coming before you hear what it is, you know, that way?
I mean, depending on how bad it is, it's nearly as bad being the person breaking the bad news as the person hearing it.
Who hasn't at one time felt, how am I going to tell Jim this? Yeah. Oh my God, how am I going to tell Jim he used to work with PJ? Oh my God, he's been, you know.
Yeah, I believe the boss took a fortnight off.
Yeah.
Before and after that.
Went on his holidays and paid someone else to tell you.
But it's one of those awkward ones, isn't it? It's kind of, and there's bad news where like you're the cause of it as well as being the one telling us.
That's the worst.
That's the
do
worst
that on
of
the
all.
phone. At least you turn it and then like pull the battery out and run away. You know.
So, but there is, as you say, there's always that classic line, and the minute you hear it,
you know, are you sitting down? That's one of them. Are you sitting down, Jim? Jim, are you sitting down? You know, you go, what? Just tell me. Oh, and it could be anything, you know. I'm after eating your dinner. Or you know, but you just know bad news is coming when somebody wants to know if you're sitting down. As if you're going to, and it sets you up terrible because you presume the news is going to be so bad, your legs will give way.
Yeah, that you'd actually fall out of your standing.
Yeah, which I don't think, has that ever happened in the history of the world? Or maybe.
Well, I suppose if it was really bad, maybe you'd faint. Maybe you'd be overwhelmed with emotion.
Maybe if the bad news was your blood sugar level isn't great. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
And then there's can I just see you in here for a minute? That's one of them as well. If that's in the workplace, that's what strikes fear into me in the workplaase.
Yeah.
When the boss
Mind
goes,
you, to be honest with you,
can I just see you in here for a minute?
If anybody ever says to me anything that resembles, can I have a word? Straight away.
Oh yeah, well you're a presumption.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in my experience, nobody's ever said to me, can I have a word? And then told me something good.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Can I have a word?
And
We're just giving you a promotion. That's never happened.
And you always expect the worst. They could go, can I have a word with you in here, Jim? Yeah, you're getting a promotion. And you'll be going, what do I have to do for it? Am I getting paid more? Or do I have to pay you for it?
Yeah.
You know,
being a pessimist is not a great thing. Can I have a word is never.
Yeah. Well, we need to talk. Is the other one.
Yeah.
You know, we need to talk.
Literally, Piff
has
just WhatsApp that in to say the worst thing you can say to anyone is we need to talk.
And no one ever says that to your face. It's always a text, isn't it? It's always a we need to talk, and you're like, so you spend the next 2 hours.
It's never.
Oh, jeez.
Why is that always associated with bad? Nobody ever says we need to talk because. I love talking to you. It's great.
Yeah,
and we should have a laugh.
Yeah, we need to talk more. You know? Yeah.
It's never in that sort of vein of we need to talk. You know something? I enjoy talking to you. We should talk more. No, it's not. It's we need to talk.
Yeah, we need to talk.
And by the way, it's not me, it's you.
Yeah. Oh, God. If you hear we need to talk, you always know whatever is going to happen, you're getting the blame for it.
Complete.
And it's never bad news. It's not, we need to talk, Granny's not well. It's always, we need to talk, I hate you. It sort of goes that direction, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you know that, when we got married, we said till death do us part. You know, if you get any of that, if you start getting a lecture like that, you know it's going to end badly. And
what do you mean? Somebody starts bad news with...
Oh, well, I suppose
when we got married.
No, that's only an argument.
Mind you, I suppose that could be the start of a lot of bad news.
Well, here's one that you'll get, because I know you've been behind this, and I've had to say this loads of times. Okay, now listen, don't get angry, right? I've had to say that so many times.
Yeah.
Okay.
To which I normally respond, why, what have you done?
Yeah. Now, hold on. I didn't do anything. Before you ask, I didn't do anything, right?
Yeah.
Don't get angry. Now, I was there. I admit I was there. But I didn't do it. Oh, you know that sort of thing.
So when the minute somebody says don't get angry, your shackles actually come up. You think, oh,
what happened?
What is it now?
What happened?
What is it now?
Okay.
Now, are you sure you won't get? I won't get angry. And now, are you sure? Because you're starting to sound a bit angry.
Oh, gee.
I'm not angry. Oh, you sound angry to me.
Oh yeah. I'll never forget. I was playing the pass him out game in the car with my dad. Did I ever say I was? You know when you come up behind the car, pass him out. And then and the elf that was doing that thing where he was trying to reach his hand back and slap me on the legs as he was driving. Shut up, you fucking dick. You know that thing. And I went, pass him out. And then he turned around and he said to me, I'm warning you now. That's the last time. Right?
Yeah.
And it was real quiet in the car, just the radio. Gay Bourne was on, I remember. And we came up behind the coal truck and I went, pass him out. And he pulled in and jumped out of the car to come and get me. And I panicked and I locked him out of the car. I hit all the buttons. And he was there. Let me in. I won't kill you.
I won't kill you.
I won't kill you. Let me in. You're not in trouble. I was there. I am in trouble. He said, I won't slap you. Let me in.
I'm not angry.
And then I went, no. And he grabbed the door handle and went, let me in.
It's the very best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim.
On Radio Nova.
There's a hotel which has been unnamed, thankfully, as there be protests outside, and rightfully so, because they served a full Irish breakfast to someone who was staying in Dublin quite briefly, obviously, and they went out to get their full Irish breakfast, and they were served it with rasher, sausage,
Lovely. Yes,
bacon, egg,
like it,
white pudding, black pudding,
oh, very good,
and a side salad. And
a side
they
salad.
took a picture of it, they put it on Twitter, they put it on the internet, and
salad as in lettuce and the whole 9 yards that you'd expect from it.
Lettuce and, I don't know, avocado and tomatoes and I'd probably even that culty spit coleslaw. You know, that old guck.
A side salad with your full Irish.
Yeah, in a hotel. So so there's a tourist now, one at least, American person is going back to Boston, Pennsylvania, California, wherever, thinking that we eat salad for breakfast. And I'm absolutely disgusted. And so was most of Twitter. They were all saying this is outrageous. And
it's probably unlikely. I mean, they hardly served it to just one person.
They're probably doing it all the time.
This must be their standard fare.
Yeah, they're doing it all the time. A side salad. If you gave Jim a side salad before 3 o'clock in the day, it'd be like trying to give your cat medicine. He'd be like, he'd be chasing him around the room. He wouldn't be able for it.
Side salads at the best of times. I mean, very few people even do a decent side salad.
That's very true.
Most of them are rubbish.
Yeah, a side salad still to me means, you know, when you're going to you're on your way to a culty, you see your culty cousins, and you stop off in one of those pubs and say, I just have, burgers, and it comes with a side salad, and it's like a half a carrot unchopped. You know that, lying on a leaf of lettuce with a load of coleslaw and a one little round tomato.
Most people associate a side salad with, they treat it no more than garnish.
I know.
It's like decoration on a plate.
Yeah, it's just to
it's
make...
just kind of there beside your sandwich.
Yeah, it's to give the impression of health. You know, it's not to actually eat.
But whatever about it being beside a sandwich, or whatever it is you're having in the middle of your day.
And you're full Irish.
Your lasagna with your side salad.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Or whatever. Yeah. Well, imagine putting it on a breakfast. A full Irish breakfast.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just...
I tell you something, and we thought we'd problems with global warming and everything.
Yeah,
PJ.
I know, I like that, but this is the important issues. And I think Jim is right. This is reputational damage on a national scale. This is what it is. There are people going all over the world.
We won't be getting the Euros in 2028 if this gets out that we're giving away, sticking side salads on a dirty big full Irish.
Yeah, they'll be there. Oh, we'll take the Welsh, the Scots and the Brits. Oh, we'll take them. They eat proper breakfasts. But those people in Dublin eating side salad for breakfast, it's no wonder the rest of the country hates them. It's absolutely outrageous. I mean, at least just go down and give them sausage.
Oh my God, you won't believe this, PJ. We're getting reaction. Anita has been on to say side salad on batch with chipper chips or a full Irish, I'd mill that.
You're a sick individual. You're a sick, weird individual. You're not right in the head at all. I don't know if we can communicate with you anymore. That's not how you start your morning.
That's a shocking carry on there now.
Yeah.
And also, there's somebody else now. Mark has decided he might give that a go.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
This is like
there's a lot of sick people.
You know the way there's all these secret societies around, there's loads of them.
Yeah.
The Illuminati. I don't know if they were a real one. But, they'd be like...
Well, remember we encountered the secret sausage?
What were they called again? There was a secret sausage society, wasn't there? Yeah. Now we know that there's a secret salad society out there trying to ruin the breakfast on the common man, Jim.
Baz has pointed out this is the slippery slope. Fair play, Baz and Loud. He said, look, in 20 years' time, your dinner will be a full salad with one rasher on the side. Yeah. That's what'll happen. The green will take over.
Oh, they've even got a name for it.
What?
The Cobb salads. That's the Cobb salads, with cheese and all the stuff, and the little chopped up bits of bacon thrown into it.
I like a Cobb salad.
You wash your dirty mouth out with soap and water, you filthy animal. I knew you were a pervert, but I didn't think you were that bad.
GloryDaze. The best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim.
On Radio Nova.
Not everybody, you'd say to yourself, is as gifted as the great PJ Gallagher. Not everybody has the capacity to literally, imitate accents, languages, and put themselves into a completely different character in person. But believe it or not, you don't just have the one voice.
No, apparently not. Apparently none of us do.
You certainly don't.
Oh no, I tell me about it. Oh my God, there's quite a few of them in my head, but. But we have... Apparently nobody has one voice. Apparently we all have different voices that we use at different occasions, right?
So we all think we sound the same no matter where we are.
Yeah, but if you really give it some thought, like apparently when you answer the phone, you might have a telephone voice that you use when you're on the phone to someone at work. Or
the old Mrs. Bouquet thing?
Yeah, my ma had one, And she used to say the last 4 letters of the thing. Oh, why she did it, of the phone number. So she picked it up and go, 5729. It was the weirdest thing.
Just the last 4.
Yeah, and put on this mad voice. Hello, 5729. Those aren't the 4 numbers, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, the telephone voice thing was huge.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. And then there's like the voice that when you go back to your friends you grew up with, maybe you get a little bit more, hey lads, what's the story? How's it going? The smell of cheese off Larry or whatever,
Yeah. I might be slightly guilty of that on occasion.
There's that one. And then maybe there's a voice that you use only to your partner in life. The whole, look at you pretty little thing. Oh, one of them.
Please don't ever use that voice. For any reason.
I use that.
And especially not in here.
That's how I chat people up. Hello, you pretty thing.
You walk up to somebody at a party and go, who's a lovely, look at you with your little chubby cheeks.
Would you like a pint of water, lovely little thing? Let me get you a rock shandy and a packet of crisps.
You want something to eat?
You do you like cheese? I know you do.
And yet bizarrely it's successful. But anyway, so everybody has a touch of that in them.
Yeah, apparently so. We also have...
There must be a taxi driver voice, is there?
Definitely.
I don't mean taxi drivers, I mean the voice that people have when they get into a taxi.
When they get into a taxi, there is that, isn't there? How's it going? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Busy, I suppose you are. Oh, God, what time is it? You have that sort of more casual. And there's also the phoning into work sick voice, the sorry. Oh, actually, I know that only too well. Sorry. Will you just tell Jim he has to do all the work? What's the difference, PJ? I won't be there to watch it. So there's that voice. Yeah. There's quite a lot when you really think about it. There's quite a lot of, we all have these different sort of characters that we play. Yeah. And you never really put it down to that.
I mean, there's no harm in it sometimes. The art of good communication is you must be understood. So if you have to sort of, if you have to adapt to a situation, that's okay.
Yeah, I think so. It's and it's not. We're not like those lunatics that go to Boston for a weekend and come back and go, "Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed myself." They got a lot of food over there. We don't do here. You're like, you're from Dalkey, Jerry. Yeah, I know, but sometimes you get an influence or something. Yeah,
because there is a massive influence from the social media stuff. A lot of kids kids who have never been outside of Ireland end up having bizarre sort of accents.
Yeah, they do.
You wouldn't know where they're meant to be from.
There's like a very neutral accent now that I don't think existed when we were young. Like you can't really put a place on it or anything. Yeah. It's almost an Americanized kind of very neutral.
Have you ever had I'd love to know what your posh accent is. You know,
But,
I don't
yeah.
think I've ever, like, I would associate you with having a fairly uniform kind of voice and accent.
Yeah, I think
I mean,
so.
occasionally on a meeting you might attempt to sound enthusiastic, but it never really works. But it's still...
yeah.
But, you know, that's, other than that, I've never really noticed you change. You know, on stage, normal life, rich people, poor people, you know... it's just you, isn't it?
Again, that doesn't speak wonders for my talent, because to be honest, I thought I was changing it all the time. I thought I was being a chameleon. I genuinely was walking around.
You thought you were speaking kind of like received English or received pronunciation or something.
Yeah, Jim, leave this one with me. I'll put on my posh voice. All right, horse. How's it going? Can we have 2 caviar rolls and a glass of orange juice? Don't worry, Jim, I have them.
Yeah. I know how to speak to these people.
He's in the power,
I know how to
man.
speak to these people.
Hello, Ambassador. Could you give Jim... I'm the Lord Mayor.
Yeah.
Same difference. Same difference. I do love when people, you know, when some people who are working class put on their posh voice, and it's so obviously a posh voice that nobody would ever do. It becomes very... Well, I don't know about that.
I was just going to say,
that one.
The one thing you can always guarantee when somebody goes for their posh voice is that their THs
become far too pronounced.
They go the wrong way.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like, that would be a thing for somebody else to decide.
Yeah, would you tell your mother I have great gratitude for the box of chocolates she sent me on the death of my dear auntie? Yeah. You know, that's all. Yeah.
Why is it you never hear? Why is it you never hear the reverse of that? Why is it you never hear the sort of marbles in the mouth trying a sort of a flat working class accent?
I don't know.
How come you never see that sort of that thing or hear that thing?
I know.
Where somebody, you know, who's normally very well spoken,
and
attempting,
and then suddenly they're walking around going, "I'm telling you, lads, it was some of the greatest horseplay of all time. Me and the boys in the Rock, you wouldn't believe it. Points of high now. Me dad took out the speedboat and the Ferrari and everything. Unbelievable, craic. It's not really the same.
It doesn't kind of work.
It doesn't really work, does it? Yeah, it doesn't cross over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I suppose those people don't feel like they have to pretend to be different people.
Yeah.
You know, where you and me, well, you anyway, Mr. Doubting himself almighty over here. If Jim goes to Cork for 5 seconds, he's like, I'm just trying to fit in.
It's the very best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim
on Radio Nova.
Everybody's memory has gone to pot, though. It used to be that you could remember, you had to remember everything, you know. If you had to meet someone as a pot, you'd say, it's the 3rd of June, you say, I'll meet you Christmas Eve at the Spire, you know, and you just had to turn up because there was no way of cancelling or checking in. You just turned up, you know.
Yeah.
And you would always remember phone numbers, and now they're saying only half of us can remember more than one phone number. So, like, that's a pretty damning thing.
Yeah.
When you think about, like, a third of people can remember, only a third of people can remember their landline number if they have one. I don't know my landline number, actually.
I'm not 100% sure about
I
mine.
wouldn't have it. I wouldn't know what it starts with.
Haven't used it.
Yeah.
At all.
It's only there because you have to have it, because the Wi-Fi or all that.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
is that what it is?
That
Yeah,
old
yeah,
nonsense.
Yeah, God. Your phone numbers now, there's probably... Yeah. So what is it? 50% of us can only manage one.
One phone number.
I'd probably be fractionally better than that.
I know 2, and one, including my own. I know 2.
Oh, right, if you include my own, right, okay. No,
yeah, I know 2.
Yeah.
That's it.
And is it,
you know, and I come from the time when you had to remember everything. Like, you knew everyone's phone number.
Oh, yeah.
I remember me ma learning me. I remember my ma teaching me to, like, even the phone number to the local Garda station and all. She'd be there, like, so you'd know.
Why did you need to know that?
Well, just in case, you know, we weren't allowed in the house, Jim. We were young people in the 70s and 80s. You were just let out. So if something happened, you had to call the guards. And I remember it was 666 something. I can't remember it now, of course. It was, and I always thought 666, of course, the devils, the guards know. And then. And like, I was always thinking, what? It doesn't matter. I know all these numbers. I've no phone. It's 1986, man. They haven't invented the mobile phone. It's no good to me. I don't even have change to go to a phone box.
That's amazing, isn't it? I can't wait to grow up and have my own house so I can have a phone in it and ring all these numbers I've known for years.
Yeah.
I've never been able to call.
Oh, yeah. I knew aunties' numbers, cousins' numbers, friends' numbers.
Yeah. I used to know all my sister's house numbers, their landlines in their houses.
Yeah.
Now I don't think.
And you've like 40 sisters or something, don't you?
5.
Oh, right. Oh, so a little bit less than I thought.
But now I'd struggle. And the other thing I always knew was I always know the AIB bank in Finglas for the simple reason that it was always one digit away from my ma's phone number. There's only one digit in the difference because we always used to get wrong numbers where people had pressed the wrong digit.
Yeah. You're
AIB,
mad there going,
no, it's not AIB.
You're mad. You want a loan from me? What? I'm not giving you money. What are you talking about?
And remember there used to be people would have books. No, and I'm not talking phone books, actual proper phone books.
Yeah, no, the black book. You'd have a black book with the little letters down the side.
Exactly, and everybody's number would be written in it.
Everyone's number. And without the black book, you are nobody.
You were
the
lost.
Local priest was in there. The local hospital was in there. The guards were in there. Aunties and uncles and cousins were in there. Your neighbours were in there. The people you own, people that ran the shop down the road were in there. Everyone was in it.
Sure, it's just, but across the board, you don't have to have your memory anymore, really.
No,
do
you don't. You don't
like, because
need
everything, where you like, the other thing is, people who can tell you how to get somewhere.
Yes,
and they can tell you just off the top of their head,
memory,
and they'll be able to say to you, like they were blooming black taxi drivers or something, that they know they have the knowledge so much they can tell you every street and all that to get somewhere.
Yeah.
Whereas now, you never need to go anyway.
No,
your phone just tells you. If stick a Google Maps on, you can get anywhere you want.
If someone asks me how do I get home from here, and I do that, I go home from here every day. I have to face the direction.
I do that all the time.
I have to turn and face. Right, you go that way, and then you do right, and I turn right on the spot.
By the way,
left.
If this was television, you'd physically see PJ doing the actions now. He's actually going through it in his mind.
Yeah.
It's like some lad involved in virtual reality, as though he's got goggles on, and he's turning with it.
I have to turn with it, or else it doesn't make sense to me. I'm like a compass.
Yeah.
And then when I think of all the numbers my ma knew, but then her phone number, she was so old, Jesus, her friends only had 3 and 4 numbers in their phone number.
That's the first time you've cracked an old gag and I haven't been the victim of it.
Yeah, she was 26 was her granny, or whatever.
You shit, no way.
Yeah, no, there was but remember it was 3, there was only 5 numbers. I do remember that.
Yeah.
332768 was our number.
That's right, yeah, because when the 6th one came in, that was a big deal. And the 7th, my God.
Oh,
how are you supposed to remember that?
Oh, you're like, geez, and now there's mobiles, 08 something and the numbers.
The thing is, why did people, was that a real thing that people had to say the name of a place first? Would somebody, Marino 2589.
Yeah, what was that? My old one. Just answer 4768. What?
But
why are you doing this? Yeah.
Who used to put the bit in front of it? The name of the place.
Hello, Clontarf 4768. What? Is there another 4768 in Finglas I need to know about? What's going on here?
I never understood that. Was that a real thing or is that an urban myth?
I don't know.
Was that only in Ingerland
or somewhere? I don't know. And then there was always one weirdo who knew everybody's reg plate on their car. Get a hobby, you freak.
GloryDaze, the best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim
on Radio Nova.
There you go. Some of the best bits from during the week on Morning Glory. Any big plans for no drama in the future? Is there immediate drama?
I think there is actually. I just can't remember what it is. What is it?
Geez.
No, there's not. No, it's all
that'll
calm.
do.
That'll
do.
Yeah.
Of course, the beauty of it is, right, this time next week, the World Cup will have started. Will have been watching the World Cup in
deadly, in
Qatar. Even though and obviously, as we've said on the show, we boycotted it here in Ireland.
Because
of the human rights issues. Yeah, we could have qualified if we wanted to.
Yeah, shouldn't really watch it, but well, maybe I'll just follow the scores or something.
So all of that is there.
So that's all there. So we'll, I'm sure we'll have some sort of a talk or a rant about that.
Yeah, by this time next week we might even know we sincerely hope we will know who our teams are in the sweep.
Oh yeah, we have to do the sweep. I love those sweeps.
Well, you say that. Now, I mean, there was, we've had the things in the past. There was one that you came out very well with.
Yeah,
I think you got Brazil in one.
I did, yeah.
And I ended up with Japan.
Yeah, that's right.
And there was another one, I can't remember what it was.
And there was the rugby one we did. I ended up with, I don't know what those countries even are. North Macedonia and Fiji or something. It was some ridiculous. I was like, oh, well, that's me out. I literally read it and just threw it in the bin. It was I don't even have to remember
Which
who
is
it is.
extraordinary considering you always claimed that there was only 6 countries in the world who played rugby.
But I literally made those countries up for the tournament. They literally made them up. They don't exist. Thunderland was playing Waterworld and Disneyland was in the semi-final. I don't know. They don't even exist.
There you go. So we should start our own World Cup podcast as well there.
Yeah,
by the sounds of it. Anyway, listen, right, we'll get out of here. Have a great week, folks.
Have a great week, everybody, and we'll talk to you hopefully. Yeah, whoa, go on to whoever is playing that was in Ireland.
You've been listening to GloryDaze, the best of Radio Nova's Morning Glory with PJ and Jim. Catch the show live weekdays 6 to 10 on FM, online at nova.ie, or on the Nova app.